for some reason.
Well,
she
Zito,
really is always watching tape.
On the first contest of Super Bowl week, Zito won on the Breakfast Bowl.
It's a good omen.
It is a strange one.
I know. I think they had it. I think they had him on the ropes at the end. I thought, luckily, the music kicked in, and I knew that meant like the towel was thrown and the contest was over. But I really thought that,
well, Fez was certainly trying to make himself cry towards the end and was thinking about something else. But you went for sentimental. I mean, you should have went for sentimental instead of mean. I think you would have made him cry if you would have said, no matter what happens, Fez, I'm going to stick with you the whole time. You know what? And when you lost your dad, it hurt me too. And so much of what you do brings it out. I think that would have worked for you.
You're like the Belichick of the Fez crying game with your evil genius.
Well, because his defenses were up. And like he couldn't help, like, these guys are coming, like, you're all hitting the same spot. Yeah. You know? If you were just Fez, that day that you lost your dad, it reminded me of when I lost my dad. Now, it feels like you and I are going to have this connection.
That would have fucking done it.
A dad thing would have definitely done it.
Well, he did that. You killed your dad by making him sleep on the futon. Which, we warned you about that before. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It happened. We're not time cops. We can't go back in fucking time.
So am I going to get like 3 sandwiches like Pepper did, or would it?
It'll be a nice fucking surprise. Just be ready for the surprise.
Yeah. I'm a little worried. I'm pretty sure it's going to be tampered with.
If you want to ruin your victory, go ahead. But
if
you're
I
getting
was you,
breakfast tomorrow.
I would eat the shit eggs. Just eat them, and if they taste shitty, just try to put more of your ketchup on it.
Choke it down.
But yeah, you know he's going to rub it on his balls. You know there's a good chance you're going to have AIDS or something.
Oh.
Yeah. There'll be a dirty needle omelet.
Just eat.
I have AIDS, please.
Could you go a little less on the AIDS?
I get a half AIDS.
These eggs taste very AIDSy. I wouldn't even mind having a colic, but not AIDS.
Oh, these are undercooked. It's HIV.
It's still a frightening fucking term, isn't it? Even after all these years?
I don't like saying it. I just
because when you say it, that means you might get it.
Yeah, so then I like knock on wood or something. And then I imagine somehow now it's like it didn't count.
Now you get AIDS.
Let's go over here. Patrick, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys. 19620. Anyway, every listener knows the way to make Fez cry is to tell him what a big fan you are, invite him to Foxwoods, say complimentary things towards him.
It would have been, that there's a thing. One of the ways to make Fez cry is to just say there's something that you're supposed to be doing now. So one of the places that Fez didn't have a panic attack all day until, hey, Fez, let's get going. You were supposed to have one topic a day that you would talk about. Where's your topic? That immediately is going to get the panic going. But to just sit there and see you guys work, it wasn't going to bother him.
No, I'm an asshole.
That was the tensest thing I've been through since the AFC Championship.
You were worrying too much. You got out of your head too fucking fast. And you were working hard instead of working smart. I saw it in you. It was all frustration. You were like a boxer who's trying to get the knockout punch as fast as you can instead of some setups.
That's right.
Robert, you're on Fez.
Hey, Fez, nobody said what you had to bring in for breakfast. Maybe you ought to bring him some blueberries.
Gonna fuck this shit at a Tom Brady.
Tomorrow, for the first time in the history of the Ron and Fez show, Zito gets a nice breakfast.
I don't know if I'm more excited for that or the Super Bowl. I cannot decide at the moment.
Old free food Zito finally gets his fucking wish.
I'll share a little with you. No,
that's fucking so nice.
I don't want a fucking thing from him.
Why? Why didn't you eat any of his shitballs?
I don't want to eat human shit.
You don't want to eat any pube toast?
We work literally 3 feet away from each other, and he's never once said, I'm not going to finish any of this. Would you like some or anything like that?
Why would
he'll
I?
Just fucking throw it away.
Why would I?
Some days he hasn't even eaten it at all, and he'll just throw it away.
No, I save it for after the show and eat it cold.
Well, tomorrow, I'm going to wear stretchy pants tomorrow because I think I'm going to be eating a lot of breakfast.
I like the fact that you call them stretchy pants. You mean sweats?
Whatever you call them here in New York.
Fuck that Rhode Island slang.
I'm pretty doubtful. Anyone in Rhode Island says they're putting on stretchy pants.
I'll make it a thing. And since there are that many people from Rhode Island on Sirius XM, people are just going to have to believe that that's what we call them.
Fez Whatley, of course, paid off his bet to Zito yesterday from Make Fez Cry.
Damn it.
First day you haven't gotten a nice breakfast for yourself, huh, Hicks?
I'm famished.
Are you really?
I'm really hungry. And I don't know how much I loved it till I didn't have it.
That's what love is like. See, that's what happens.
I'm learning a lesson here.
We take these things for granted until they're gone. Zeets, where did you get your breakfast from today?
Oh, well, I, too, am still famished because...
You got a breakfast. You paid off.
What the fuck?
He totally got a breakfast.
Oh, did I? Did I, Fez? Because you walked in today and you said, breakfast is served. And you handed me a bag, and I looked in it very excitedly. And I have yet to consume any amount of this breakfast. There was a spoon, a bowl, a shot glass amount of milk, and a single fucking Honey Nut Cheerio. One.
Fezzy. Fez.
What, you don't like that?
It was the honey nut kind. The best kind there is.
Well, seriously, why be a dick? And I'm being totally serious now. It was a gentleman's bet that we had.
I thought he liked a healthy breakfast. It's what he always wanted Chris Stanley to have.
I told you yesterday to overly buy his breakfast, and then he would spend the rest of his life knowing what he was missing. Instead, you shit down his throat.
You could have gotten rid of so much animosity if you just now you've made your shitty Cheerio bed and it's time to lay in it, Fez.
Oh!
Holy shit.
Don't fill up on that breakfast.
Now you've made an enemy for life. Fez, it's wrong what you did. And I'm just going to tell you, just straight up, when you have a bet to pay off, the bet needs to be paid off. You owed breakfast. You should have given him breakfast.
What I did was give him a special homemade breakfast. Hicks
Fez,
never got that. Anything homemade.
Fez, in all honesty here, there is the spirit of the bet, okay? The spirit of the agreement. Your breakfast today should have at least been like the type of breakfast that Hicks got. And then if you wanted to...
Tired.
You know what? You need protein in the morning.
Yeah.
You're not getting your morning protein. But then if you wanted to act like enjoy your pubes or whatever, that would have been on him. Then you could have fucked in it with his head a little bit. But you owed him a breakfast.
I feel like the Grinch stole from my house. There's just one single fucking crumb that was left for me.
You got breakfast cereal.
Now, having said that, Zeets, maybe if you weren't such a ball buster, he would want to fuck. Well, I can't. You got to pay off a bet. A bet has to be paid off properly.
At least you got breakfast, Zito.
Well, fuck you, shit. Pepper. It's one Cheerio.
It's more than I had. I had a fucking cigarette.
Oh, you didn't get your chocolate shake today? You didn't get your omelet? Nope. You didn't get your bacon sandwich, your fucking pile of lard? You didn't get any of that from Fez?
Now I feel bad.
I don't. You know.
You ate a pile of lard for breakfast?
Not yet. I feel that's on the horizon.
Let's go over here to Blackheart. You're in Run Fez.
Hey, Fez, fucking congratulations, man. You did the fucking right thing. Smack the shit out of him with that dick. It keeps up his ass.
But here's the deal. He basically keyed the guy's car after a fucking loss. When one loses a bet, the only thing that holds our fucking society together is these rules of society we have. When you lose a bet, you pay it off.
That's right. That's right. If the fucking Giants lose, his fucking hair's gone.
Oh, are you just going to cut one strand? Or are you going to cut the whole thing?
That's the fucking thing. And then do I said I cut my hair. I fucking cut it. I cut it. Here's James in Houston. You're in Run Fez.
You say James?
I guess I did. It's hard to hear you.
That joke, that's a great joke that Fez did, man. One Cheerio, that's fucking hilarious.
One cheer, but here's the deal. This was not supposed to be a joke or a prank. It was the payoff of a bet. And quite frankly, now, Hicks owes Zito. And Fred owes Zito because they're the ones that couldn't make Fez cry. If they would have fucking just did what they were supposed to do.
I did lose that. I won't deny that. But
you lost it, but now look who gets treated like a bitch, Zito.
Good. Good, I'm glad.
See? Let's go over here to James. James, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, buddy. Just want to say, Ronnie B, seriously, are you surprised?
I'm shocked.
He's left us hanging on so many bets. He screwed Davey Mack over. Come on, you really expected him to follow through?
All right, see, now this is the problem with you, Fez. You've now acquired the reputation as a welcher.
I did not welch on this bet. The bet was breakfast. There was no specific requirements of what the breakfast consisted of.
Would this count as a breakfast for any human being?
No.
It would
No.
not.
No, that's why you got it.
But being serious there, that is what he said is true. If we went into a court of law, and we may end up there,
oh my God,
you would be told that this was not in the spirit. Breakfast was bet, and if you would look back on this, it's the type of breakfast that you get Chris Stanley. That's what we told him. We did not sit down because we're gentlemen and we're friends and come up with, well, it equals 2 Egg McMuffins, a side of fucking potato shits or whatever they call those things, an orange, a coffee. We didn't do that.
How many times have we heard that no one should eat the kind of breakfast that Hicks gets? A million.
You are still acting in the way of snarky instead of like a fucking dude.
In 2017, when Fez pays off his next staff dinner and Hicks is long gone from cardiac arrest, I am going to order so much fucking shit on that bill that I will get back, but you will rue the day you bought me a single Cheerio.
I don't even know where you're going with this or why Hicks's death had to be
Well,
played
I'm just
into it.
assuming 5 years from now, if he continues eating those shitty breakfasts, unless you start getting single Cheerios every morning.
Let's go over here to Craig. Craig, you're on Run and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Fez, that's just chicken shit, man. You owe him a breakfast.
Another one?
Yeah, that's not a breakfast.
Oh, do you have any leftover Cheerios? I'm sure you could get me roughly 10,000 more breakfasts at this rate.
They had a bet to make you cry, and they couldn't do it. It's bullshit. I could do it right now.
First of all, Zito did not have that bet. The bet was this. That fucking, it had to do with this was almost a thing. This wasn't a congratulations to Zito. This was
punishing me.
It was punishing you and Fred. Fred had the opportunity to steal your breakfast. You were going to be without a breakfast, and it would have been Hicks's breakfast is then given to Zito. So when you really look at it, the person that you fucking ripped off here, Fez, was not so much Zito, but the show and the listeners of this show. That's the only thing that happened. This had nothing to do with any of that. Bill in Boston, you're on Run and Fez.
Fez, I'm fucking dying over here. Good job.
Now, you're dying because you dislike Zito, not the fact that Fez did something fucking fair.
I'm dying because I'm malnourished.
You came in that way.
John, you're on Run and Fez.
Yeah, as wrong as it is, I gotta say, welcome back, Fez. Genius.
Well, I guess there is some genius to what you did. Evil genius. Anyone who has the mind that would think of a single Cheerio and just a shot of milk. Yes, there is evil genius to that.
It was creamer.
Let's go over here to, but that doesn't make it right. You know, I guess there's some kind of genius for leaving a booby trap that kills a child. Like, I'm sure someone would go, hey, how could you come up with that? That's brilliant.
It's a kid killer.
Let's go over here to Mike. Mike, you're on Run and Fez.
Ron Fez did the right thing. He got him breakfast. He didn't say what he wanted for breakfast. Hey, if he can't fill up on a single Cheerio, that's his problem.
No, first of all, that's wrong because he never had brought this kind of breakfast to Hicks.
Oh, no.
If this was somehow in the game where occasionally Hicks gets a single Cheerio and a splash of milk, then we could have said, sorry, Zito, but that's the way the game is played. What this would come back to in a court of law is what this show thinks of in terms of breakfast. That's what breakfast It would be this fucking given rule that we have of what we expect when we tell each other a breakfast. Just like in the same way, we understand what we mean when someone says, get me a nice vegan lunch. We know exactly what they mean
Obviously.
now. Bob, you're on Fez.
Yeah, this has got to be a bit. I mean, what little respect I had for Fez is gone now. Don't be such a bitch, Fez.
Alan, and he's living on Tulsa time. What do you got, Alan?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, Zito, just sit back, do your time. We all know he's going to be crying in an hour anyway. Jealous of everybody that says a word.
No, first of all right, now these are turning into attacks on Fez. He proved yesterday he will not cry if expected of him.
No.
He couldn't even fake a cry. Towards the end, he was trying to do it, and it was just, it looked like watching a grown man trying to shit his own pants.
That's very dangerous to do. You don't want to shit yourself.
Alan, you're on Fez.
Yeah, hey, if you listen back to the tape, I don't think you ever hear Fez agree to the bet, and I don't think he had anything to do with it. It was all between the other two guys.
Well, first of all, if Fez didn't agree to the bet, he wouldn't have shown up with the fucking cereal and milk.
Mm-hmm. And
So, yes, all this was supposed to be is that if Fred won, he took Hicks's breakfast away from Hicks and gave it to Fred. If neither one, he would took said breakfast and hand it over to Zito. There was never a time for a single Cheerio or a splash of milk and a little tiny spoon.
Don't forget the paper bowl. He was nice enough, even though there's only one Cheerio, to give me an entire bowl in which to consume this.
Well, how else are you going to have your breakfast?
Was it a bread bowl?
No, it wasn't even an edible bowl. It was a paper bowl.
Robert, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, yesterday I called in and said, hey, Fez, nobody said what you had to buy him for breakfast. Get him blueberries. And nobody said anything about it. You went right into a song.
Because it's still dull. It's still, and I'm going to...
Gonna fuck this shit out of Tom Brady.
There you go.
Please stop saying blueberries on this show. It's played.
No more.
Played.
Well, maybe if he'd gotten me blueberry, he could have done that, but... No.
Did you really think you were going to get some nice pancakes or something today?
You know what? I thought maybe Fez would do something that was, a little tongue-in-cheek. But then after the show yesterday, he was like, no, you won the bet. You're going to get a nice breakfast. So I didn't even eat a big dinner last night because I said tomorrow morning, I'm getting myself a nice breakfast.
That's what I'm used to.
And it did not happen for me.
I'm really sad.
Or Hicks. Neither one of you guys ate.
This fucking sucks. I hate this.
So
pretty much because it's just me. I don't care less about Zito. I'm just,
Can I just tell you something, Hicks?
I'm addicted.
More and more you look like you should be riding a chopper. I don't know what.
It's the beard.
It's the beard, the hair, and now you're wearing a black tee today.
I'm still rocking a bandana. Oh, I think I left it at home.
What are you waiting for? It's bandana time. Dave, you're on Fez.
Yeah, the real winner here is Lady Trucker and the other girl that made Fez cry yesterday.
Why? Because she got banned?
Well, yeah, that was a girl from Canada. Lady Trucker is right now on a lifetime ban, at least as far as I'm concerned. Other people brought it way lower. But the shit that she... And then she sent stuff that I completely deleted because it's a look at me, or here I am... trying to do stuff on my suspension. It's too much.
She should realize it's the suspensions and the fact that nothing's going to help her.
Sean, you're on Fez.
Hey, Fezzy, you set a precedent, so you either have to follow it or set a new one. You either have to get Zito the exact same breakfast you gave Hicks, or for the next couple weeks, you got to give Hicks the exact same breakfast you gave Zito.
Oh, come on.
That does make fucking total sense.
Makes no sense.
What? So what you're saying is
Zito,
that would be an unacceptable breakfast for Hicks.
No, I'm saying that Zito doesn't like the breakfasts Hicks gets. He said
That's
it a million times.
That was not the point of the bet. The point of the bet was Hicks's breakfast should then go to Zito. So yes, maybe that's the way we do it.
No.
Hicks eats a single Cheerio and a fucking jizz worth of milk every fucking day.
I don't want to drink jizz milk.
Why not?
Only in private time.
Oh shit!
Go to hell,
He's
you
so
motherfucker.
fucking. He's so bold.
Fuck
He
you.
is bold.
Fuck you.
Sorry, I get a little surly when I don't have any fucking food in the morning.
That's every fucking day, prick. You cheap fuck.
Patrick, you're on Run of Fez.
I think the real loser here today are the children. Those are the losers because they're supposed to be teaching that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And now Fez does this.
They always told us that.
Yeah. I never realized it until I started getting this breakfast in the morning.
Actually, the most important meal of the day is the next one.
There you go.
Everything else is bullshit. Here's Radio Shark using his real name, Radio Shark.
When one loses a bet, the only thing that holds our fucking society together is these rules of society we have. When you lose a bet, you pay it off.
Thank you very much, Radio Shark. Chris, you're on the Run of Fez show.
That guy sounded wise.
The important thing to me is what type of Cheerio was it? Was it a Honey Nut Cheerio,
Yes.
a generic O-ring? Or
We've said this a million times. It was a honey nut.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I mean, Fez is mean, but he's not fucking ridiculous. He's going to get the brand Honey Nut.
I want to sell this Cheerio on eBay and then use the money to buy an actual breakfast for myself.
I had the idea once for Beerios, where it was a beer-flavored Cheerio that you would then pour beer on.
Fuck yeah. I'll drink a bowl of beer with some fucking Beerios.
General Mills laughed in my face.
What the fuck is their problem? Let's go independent on this thing then.
Well, we can't, do the Cheerio thing. They own the ring.
What? They own the circle?
Yes. No one did it before them.
Listen, let's get some fucking barley and some hops and some wheat and whatever the fuck we need to get. Make some fucking beer fucking.
I also came up with alpha barbs, where they were little barbiturates shaped like alphabets.
Well, you already have Klonopins in the shape of a K.
I go C.
That sounds fucking great.